Hey everybody, I'm ImJasonFish, and today I'm going to show you how I fillet my flathead. So I got 4 flathead here that I caught today. Some nice flathead that we're going to fillet up. So basically, what we'll do, we'll sharpen our knife, nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. We'll grab a flathead. And so the first cut, what we're doing is a piercing in the middle, right next to the bone, all the way through, straight through, and that cut is all the way down along the bone. So that's that. And now we cut along the spine, the bone, all the way down, as close as possible. And you will hit the rib cage, so don't cut through. And so we now have that cut there. After that, what we'll do, we'll open up the wings. So you're cutting along the wing. Along the wing, and basically you have that whole fillet ready. And now, because there's the rib cage there, what you're going to do is you're going to cut along the rib cage down. So basically, you open it up in small slices with the rib cage all the way down. And there we go, that's one fillet there. And basically you're left with, on this side, you're left with underneath the rib cage and the wing itself. So there is meat underneath the rib cage. So what we'll do, turn it upside down, and you're running your knife along the underneath of the rib cage now. And there we go, that's a second cut. And then there is meat in the wing, so what you can do, you can also run your knife along the bottom of the wing, and that's like a nice little fish bite as well. There we go, there's a nice little fish bite. This flathead that we're starting on is quite small. It's, I think, 43 centimeters, so we are getting little fillets. But we'll move on to a bigger flathead after this one. So that's the same procedure on the other side. So basically, you find the midpoint of the flathead, you pierce through, and run your knife along the spine, the bone, all the way down. Hug it close, and you got your first cut there. Second cut is to run your knife along the top, along the spine bone, all the way down, on top of the rib cage. That's your second cut. Now the third cut is to cut the wing off. So basically, you open up the wing and run your knife all the way down. There we go, so that's basically a whole fillet, and all you need to do is run your knife along the top of the rib cage. Do that now. So open it up and run your knife all the way down. Yep, so you open it up, and you carefully run your knife along the rib cage. There we go. There's your second flathead fillet. What we'll do, we'll also do the same underneath of the rib cage. So what you do, you just run your knife along the bottom of the rib cage. Careful of your hands as well. Just run your knife carefully along the bottom of the rib cage. There we go, there's another piece, and we'll do the same with the wing. So you just slide your knife all the way down. And there we go, that's a no waste flathead. All the meat's gone. What you can do, you can use that whole frame as for crab bait, or you can use that as soup stock as well, which we do. But yeah, that's zero waste, and that's all the meat gone. Alright everyone, I'm going to give you a first person view of filleting a flathead my way. So basically I got a nice flathead here. This one is slightly bigger, and it's 50 centimeters. So we'll repeat what we did on the last clip. But firstly, the cut is finding the midpoint of the flathead and piercing through along the spine bone. It's roughly there, all the way through. That's first cut, and all the way down along the spine bone, hugging it closely as possible. So there we go, that's a nice fillet. Now the second cut is on the top, above the rib cage, along the spine bone. So firstly, just slice along the top, above the rib cage, and there we go. Now you can open up the wing. And slice along the wing down. Be careful of your hands. There we go, that's looking like coming out to be a nice fillet. And now we just run our knife along the rib cage down. And there's your first fillet. So as I was saying, there is meat underneath the wing and the rib cage. So we'll cut that out now. So run your knife along the bottom of the rib cage. Just be careful. There we go, there's the meat underneath the rib cage, it's a good chunk. Now also underneath the wing. Just run your knife along the wing. Little slices work. And there you go, that's a nice fish bite underneath the wing, so that's a good bite size. So repeat on the other side now. So find the midpoint of the flathead, pierce through and slice along the spine bone all the way through, like so. Now you can open up the wing, do that cut. Careful of your hands. There we go. Now cutting above the rib cage along the bone. Now basically we have that whole fillet and we just need to cut it off the rib cage. So slice it down along the rib cage. There we go, the second fillet. Now the rib cage. So follow the rib cage. And if you've done all these cuts right, you won't get any bones. So there's the rib cage cut, and now for the nice wing fish bite. So just run your knife along the top and it will cut that out. Nearly there. There we go, a nice fish bite. So that's a zero waste flathead. So there's no waste. It's all going to use as well. So you can use it as crab bait, stock for soup, and everything else. But yeah, there's no waste. All the meat has been taken out. There we go. So what I'll do, I'll cut the remaining 2 flathead and we'll go from there. Cheers. Alright everyone, so we've done filleting the flathead, the 4 flathead. So here are the results. So we got your main fillets, some nice cuts there, and then you have your cuts underneath the rib cage. So some decent chunks there, and on the side here is underneath the wing, so some good fish bites there. So we've got the frames here, so that's all cut up and there's zero waste. So basically it's all skin and all bone, so there's no wasted flesh there. Alright, so I hope you learned something from this video and I hope you can get some good flathead for yourself to try. Alright, see you next time.